People are going to be waking up to wet basements here this morning as
Oh,
well.
or
With
inches
all of
of
this
water
rain,
in their
inches of
basement.
water. The shop vacs are going to be super busy later today. Morgan Rydell is off of Metropolitan Avenue in KCK at a house that's already been experiencing some of this here this morning. Morgan.
Yeah, we've been giving those flash flood warnings. I know they hit all of our phones, but I'm going to show you just how impactful this was today. This creek here, it is flowing, but you can see it's below its banks right now. That has not been the case all morning long, even throughout the night while everyone else was sleeping. This creek here overflowed by numerous feet. It entered this home here. You can see those spots where the water broke out the garage door here, and there is so much water inside. There's even a line of water in there. I'm going to introduce you to the family here. Tamika, the mother. I'm going to first have you talk to me a little bit about just kind of what happened here this morning.
I was at work and I came back home because the kids said that the water is getting to a certain line. I came home, stayed home for a few hours, and I figured I'd go back to work. Got a phone call from my daughter, Janae, my granddaughter screaming, saying that there's water coming into the house, and they were all pitching in, trying to, I guess, throw things on the door. And when I got home, it was worse than I ever imagined. There was nothing that they can do.
I'm going to move over so Edwin can go inside and just kind of show everyone what exactly you're talking about. But I'm going to stay here and talk with you guys a little bit. Just kind of some of those things that you noticed when you first walked in. Just what stood out to you.
So basically the whole backyard was underwater, at least 15 to 20 feet worth of water. And as it came in, it came through the garage. It was coming through the back door, then it came through the garage area. And as it was downstairs, my daughter and my dog and my granddaughter was downstairs. My dog almost got swept away. My daughter picked my dog up and had to lift him up while she's underwater. As you can see, this is like maybe 3-4 feet worth of water.
This is that water line that she's talking about. This is how this water line here, this is how high it went this morning. Can you just tell me a little bit about the things you guys found once you came in here?
As you can see, what we did was we went and walked around the house to make sure everything was fine. And my daughter pointed out that there was a fish down here. We all went to investigate, and my son can tell you the rest of the story of what happened.
I'm going to move over here. Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about just kind of your experience through all this morning?
Yeah, my daughter woke me up. She told me that, there was some flooding going on. I thought it really wasn't a big deal. I looked outside and the creek was overflowing. Within 10 minutes, the whole backyard was full of water. Our pool, our trampoline, gone. Completely gone. So that creek turned into a lake. There was a whole lake in the backyard. You couldn't even stand in the backyard. And we noticed that when we went across the street, there was a big crater. It looked like someone had just bombed over there. However, that was actually a man-made lake over there, and it had overflowed, and all that water came flowing into our backyards. And now we have to deal with and pick up the pieces.
Yeah, you were telling me just how fast this happened. What time was that at? And how long did it take till water was filling the house?
Yeah, I think I woke up at around 3 o'clock. We started looking outside for about 10 minutes, but the next 10 minutes it drastically changed pretty quick. And, I've been living in Kansas City for 29 years, and I've never seen anything like that. So it kind of reminded me of kind of the things that are happening in Florida and make me think about the climate changes that are happening.
And it was a really scary moment. I know you mentioned your daughter, the dog was here, your sister. Can you just tell me a little bit about just how important it is that everyone is safe this morning?
I'm extremely happy that everyone is safe. It was kind of hard to keep everyone calm. However, I'm super grateful that God kept us and he kept us safe, and it didn't get any worse than it did. But it honestly is a sight that we've never seen before, and hope to never see again.
Just heartbreaking. It's hard to even see in person. I had no idea what we were coming into this morning, but just seeing beds that floated through their bedroom, this is just awful, awful to see. You know, have you even started to think about what you're going to do once the sun comes up?
So far, we've been trying to salvage whatever we can at this moment. I believe most of my granddaughter, who is 9 years old, and my son is 29, all of their clothes are ruined. So he has to go to work this morning. He doesn't have even clothes to even go to work this morning. So we're just trying to figure out how can we live for today. You know, we're grateful that we're all alive, we're well, and our animals are okay. And that's what we were more worried about, our pets and our kids. Now it's just trying to figure out, where do we go from here? How do we clean up and go back to normal after this?
Thank you guys so much for having us in here.
Thank you so much.
We are going to wrap up this shot here, just kind of make sure everything around is looking okay. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, Morgan, real quickly, just you pointed out that water line behind you. I mean, it's what, 3.5, 4 feet tall of water in there.
I think it's more than half of Morgan.
Yeah, how quickly did that recede? How fast was that water able to go down?
That's a great question. How fast did this recede here?
That happened within 5 minutes. I mean, it started coming in at that 10-minute mark, and soon after, the garage was busted open, and it was up here in 10 minutes, and it was up to the 6th stair, so it was pretty quick.
That is fast. So 10 minutes it took to rise, and then 5 minutes to empty. I mean, there were holes in the garage up front, so water was, I'm sure, flowing out of that.
That's just incredible, just to be able to see how quickly that came in and quickly went away, but the damage that it left behind there for that family, unfortunately, having to wake up like that. And I'm sure they're not alone, that there's going to be several other families who are waking up just like that with water all through the house.
First processing, and then now having to maybe file something with your insurance and seeing what you've got covered and what isn't covered and the expense that's going to cost. Morgan, thanks so much for obviously thank them for letting us into their home and sharing this with us. I know that that's not easy to show that while they're still processing, Morgan. All right, we'll be right back after this quick break.